So I go on this website called Ask the Public, and they come up with like some really cool questions. And one of the questions was, what are the different ways a real estate agent can make money? Just like, I guess, list off all the ways that they can make money, how hard it is for certain areas.
Okay. Here's what I'll do for that is I'll tell you how I'm able to make money.
Okay.
And my beliefs about the money that I make. I think that seems like something that the public needs to hear. I don't do any property management. I could make money through property management, but I don't. I handle my own property. I've invested in real estate myself, which, a real estate person that doesn't invest in real estate, you got to question them. Why? Like, if you're in real estate and you're not investing in real estate, what's the deal with that?
It's like you don't believe in your own product.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm fully invested. A major portion of my portfolio is, so I have to manage my own stuff, but I don't take any fees for managing, your stuff. I don't take any fees for handling anybody in the public that wants to come and have me work for them. I don't do that. I refer all that. So I make no money from that. Will I do that in the future? Maybe.
When you have more time.
Probably not, though.
Okay.
What I'll do is probably partner with somebody and just be a silent partner in the deal where I don't have to put my face on it, because property management, especially in this area, is not in favor with the public. The public around here does not award any special thing to property management people. They are all one-starred. They're all deemed predatory, and they're all deemed like a public nuisance.
Why do you think that is?
I don't know. I just think that's inherently a business where it's in conflict. I think that's a conflict type business.
So that could be like a good business to start. Here is a property management company that focuses heavily on customer service.
It does, but then you fall into like when people don't pay you. When people,
I guess that's true.
You're begging for your money a lot in situations, especially like a situation like this. I've had to make some big accommodations for the people that I care about the people that rent from me, and I have personable relationships with these people. But if I got to major scale, I couldn't do that. It would be impossible for me to be able to take Facebook messages from all of my tenants and be able to accommodate everybody's needs at a large, massive financial scale. It'd be hard.
Yeah.
I honestly have to make it more number driven. I have to be like, that's number one, number two, number three. They're paying X, Y, and Z. Boom. If they're not paying, we got to go do something about it.
Yeah.
So when it comes to scale, it's hard. And these professional property managers around here just have fallen into that dilemma. They manage so much that it becomes a business, it becomes a profit machine, and they've got to meet their quota because they've got clients that have hired them to do a job. So they got to do that. They got to do that. And that becomes a conflict when the tenant doesn't take care of the property or the landlord doesn't take care of the property for the tenant. Like when a tenant feels like the landlord or the manager didn't do their job and they've been without heat or air for a week, or the toilet, they had to cut the toilet off because it was leaking, and they can't get nobody to come and show them love or take care of their needs, which is within the confines of the lease agreement, that becomes a one-star item. That becomes an issue. So really we just need a property management people that will do what they say they're going to do, show up on time, say please and thank you, but then also be able to have empathy for the customer at the same time, which is almost impossible.
Yeah.
Like when somebody goes behind on rent, the moral thing that you go through when someone doesn't pay their is number one, you feel bad for them. You have empathy for them, but you're running this as a business, and the business to survive has to make these fees, has to make this money, and has to provide the mortgage debt that the client has. So we got to move them people out as fast as possible, and we got to get new people in. So that's a moral dilemma, because you want to work with somebody, you care about them, but then there's that business aspect, that unemotional aspect of it all that you have to really live by.
Yeah.
So that's the dilemma there. So really, as a salesperson, I don't want that stain on my business.
Gotcha. Yeah. So you wouldn't want your brand attached to whatever.
Exactly.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah. With money, it becomes very like finicky because people get really sensitive about that. So if you're having to,
and it's
evict
easy
them,
for
then-
somebody to look at somebody and say that they're greedy.
Yeah,
It's easy.
in terms of getting someone to go in there and help them like take care of like their plumbing issues or whatever, that part to me sounds like they scaled too fast and then weren't prepared for all of the issues that could arise.
Well, when you have to be a profit center, you're trying to do the bare minimum.
yeah,
You're trying to do as least possible that the tenant will allow you to do. So you just want the phone calls to stop.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to do the minimum, the cheapest, the most inexpensive thing that you can do, and you're going to get out of there and hope the phone doesn't ring anymore. And that's the problem with a lot of them. You should just do high quality work to begin with. You should take care of your properties to begin with, and then you won't be stuck in handling the hassle.
right.
So just maintain the property correctly. Treat people the way that they should be treated, the way you would want to treat, have somebody treat you.
Yeah,
the golden rule.
Golden rule.
The
yeah.
golden rule.
Yeah.
So we have a lot of the golden rule not being applied in the property management game, and that's probably countrywide.
Probably.
That's probably countrywide.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to sit here and bash just New River Valley property management. They just fall into the same traps of every property management in every location in this country.
Yeah, they probably just want to go really fast, and whenever you want to go really fast, customer service is usually the thing that suffers.
Yeah.
So that makes sense.
Yeah.
That really sucks too.
So like maybe I enter that game, but it's not going to be associated with my real estate company. It's going to be a separate company run by a CEO that I hire. That's not that I don't have decisions. I'm just there as a silent partner to advise, and my name is not on the deal at all.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
Next is obviously where I I make the most of my money that's residential sales.
Right.
And we charge a fee for our residential sales service. We charge 6% to list a home, and we accept a listing fee that is provided to us if we represent a buyer. So the buyer side fee, and this is my moment of this show.
Yeah.
The buyer side fee, okay? Anybody out there that doesn't fight for that buyer side fee, that 3% is the normal, should be the standard rate of a buyer side fee. That's a fee that I don't compromise on when I list a property. I feel like when I list a property, if I'm going to take a discount, the discount's coming from me, the listing agent. I'm not passing that discount on to the buyer's agent. The buyer's agent did not deserve to have to take a discount on that fee. They've been working these buyers for maybe a year. Maybe they've been working these people, a day or a year. It doesn't matter. What they've done, what the service that they provide is they're going to get the best buyer to me the fastest. And they deserve that fee. The 3% is very important for the speed of the sale. I want to provide that buyer agent, the best buyer's agents out there, the right fee, right? So that's very important to me. So if I take a 5% fee, I don't take 2.5% myself and 2.5% to the buyer's agent. I give myself 2%, and the buyer agent gets the right fee, the right 3% fee. So I feel like more agents need to do that, in my opinion. I think that needs to be something that we all fight for.
Well, it's the kind thing to do. Is you build a relationship with the agent who
I want the best.
I
want the best agents getting proper compensation. I want the buyer that's going to pay the most with the best agent. And if we have similar products, let's say you're an agent,
sure,
and I have a home, and you have the similar home in the same neighborhood. I offer the buyer's agent 3% fee, and you offer the buyer agent 2.5% fee, in the same price, same layout, same finishes. Who do you think is going to sell that home first?
Oh, it's going to be you.
Yeah.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we really need to, as listing agents, we need to not punish the buyer's agent for our lack of salesmanship to negotiate the proper fee. If we can't negotiate the proper fee for us, you should not be asking the buyer's agent to take a discount on the lack of salesmanship you have on the services that you provide. And I will say this, if you can't get your proper fee, like I'm not saying I book 6% fees all the time, but I do hold tight on that for a lot of people, unless you're like high volume. If you're a high volume client of mine and we do repeat business every year, then I flex a little bit. But if you can't book your fee, how are you going to try to get the most money for your client if you can't even get the fee that you deserve? So like that's a big thing.
So let me ask you this. If you were to start selling only $1 million houses, would you raise the 6% because you'd still be making a lot of money for that client and yourself?
Yeah.
Or would you stay 6% and just take whatever gain that would be?
I would never raise my fee.
Okay.
But I would still be fighting for my fee at the $1 million range. It's a whole new world in the $1 million range. And my fee, no matter if it's $5,000 or $5 million, I'm fighting for my proper fee. So as we transition out of residential sales, so 6% is my residential sale fee.
Right.
But if we go into land and farms and commercial property, which is another game, these high luxury homes and these other subcategories in real estate sales like land, commercial, and multifamily, type stuff, like I demand a higher fee for those. It's just a different job. It takes a lot. The time frame's a little different. The marketing strategy's a little different.
It's more of like a business to business thing, isn't it?
Right.
Yeah.
So as you know, like when we're trying to sell Sawmill Hill,
right,
we're trying to look at businesses that are looking for farms. We're cold calling people. We're doing more creative things to try to get somebody that can even afford a $1,450,000 property.
Yeah, that one's a little weird. It's like we're going business to business, but we're also going business to consumer.
Yeah.
So we're trying to hit both.
Right. So the time, we can't just set an MLS and forget it.
Yeah.
We've got to go beyond the MLS and, maybe even partner with the companies that we've identified. Like I know we're hesitating to pull the trigger on some of that stuff because we want all of it for ourselves. But at this point, with no showings on the deal, like we've got to go even further beyond what we typically do because we got to execute on that.
Yeah. The reason that we were holding off on the I think you're talking about the Mossy Oak thing. Yeah. The reason we were holding off on that is because it sounds like they're trying to take it as their own property, and then they would just give you the referral fee from that. So we were kind of we weren't sure if
I don't think that's right. We need to look at that again.
Well, that's what we were emailing them about because we were trying to because they were being really weird and not super informative in the emails. So we were trying to get a gauge on what they're talking about. Yeah. But so that's why we were holding off on the trigger because we don't want to give them the property, the whole thing.
Of course, it's not their listing.
Because we thought that it was more of some sort of marketing thing, but it sounds like they're their own broker agent.
Well, they are, but what they would do is they would market it. They would market it in conjunction with us, and then they would send us all the leads. And then if we executed on a closing, we would send them the percentage.
Right.
We would send them a percentage.
Right, and then when we were filling out the referral fee form, if you put them in. It was really complicated. I can show it to you later. Yeah. But it was if you put them in one place, it sounded like it was going to be their listing, but then I wouldn't
mind that so much. If they advertised it as their listing, but then they're putting we know it's not taking it from us, but they're just marketing it, and they have to have their branding on it or something.
It's it's the 20% part. What confused me because it's okay, are we giving them 20% or are they giving us 20%?
Yeah, we would be giving them 20%.
See, and I don't know if they know that, so that's why we were holding off on it.
Yeah, I think that is clear, but and that's another way to earn fees. We didn't write down that I didn't write down. That's on there is outgoing and incoming referral fees.
Yeah, that was a mental question that I was going to bring up. Yeah, referral fees. Yeah.
Yeah. So residential sales is one thing. Commercial, land, property management, we can all earn fees there. And then referral fees. We've actually collected a bunch of referral fees this year, outgoing and incoming. So we're doing really good there. And there's outgoing referral fees it's devastating that I have to send great people out of the New River Valley. But it's just inevitable. You've heard me talk in a past show that we want to keep all the talent here in the New River Valley. I'm selfish. I want to keep you guys here. But when the time comes and we know that we got to send you off into the country or even around the world, we have a referral that we can make sure that you're going to get service like we would have provided you here. You're going to be in good hands with somebody else wherever you're going. If you come to me first, I will find you that referral that you need to handle your housing needs. And also, we get a little benefit from that based on, 25% of the fee that they collect will come our way. So if it's a $10,000 fee, we get $2,500 of that, which is nice. Sending those out into the world and those coming back, that's a nice little bonus.
Yeah, it's almost like free money.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. So our relationship could be beneficial to you, and it's going to benefit me too in an outcoming, we're sending you out, but a referral fee's coming into us at 25%. So, we love, and we've executed those. We got probably 10 of those this year.
Oh, okay.
So
nice.
So yeah, that's a nice way we can earn fees. There's actually some real estate agents out there that are basing their whole model on referral fees. So there's people like in Florida buying up leads here and then referring them to local agents and collecting fees.
Oh, wow. Okay, so I've seen a bunch of advertisements on YouTube where they're like, do this, you can work in real estate with like no money down and you don't need your license and blah, 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 blah. And is it the referral
Well,
thing?
no, you would have to have a license to get the referral fees.
Oh, okay, maybe they're talking about something else. But that would, okay. I mean,
Yeah.
maybe one of those courses talks about like getting a license and whatever.
Yeah, a lot of those courses you're seeing on pre-rolls and mid-rolls are like wholesaling tactics.
Yeah, I don't actually look into like what they are. I look into who's selling it to me, and I'm like, what do you do? That's what I want to know. I was like, what do you do? Why are you doing this to me? I was like, I don't care about what you're selling me. Tell me what you're doing. That's what I care about.
Right.
What about like property flipping? Would you ever do that?
Yeah, see, I've got a fiduciary responsibility to my clients.
Mm-hmm.
So if I get an opportunity, and I know I've got clients that are in the flip game, which I do, I've got a few. I got to present it to them first. I got to present those opportunities to the public first. If the public then passes, and I like the opportunity, then I can get in. Or if somebody comes to me directly and says, Scott, we want you to buy this, and I give them the price I'm willing to pay, and I also tell them this is what I think it would be worth if I just listed it for you, and they said, hey, Scott, we just want this to go to you. We want you to buy this, and we're okay with your price, then I can jump in there and do that. But it would be unethical for me in a lot of cases for me to jump in and tell somebody what the home's worth, get the home, and then flip it out without doing any work because I knew it was worth more. So I've got a moral conflict and an ethical conflict within the code of ethics to not do stuff like that often.
Wait, so then what about Meet Kevin? Because doesn't Meet Kevin do a lot of home flipping and stuff by himself?
Meet Kevin does that, but I'm sure he has to follow those guidelines as well. So if he has an opportunity that he's shopped out, and and in California, there's a lot more people there. He's a lot more under the radar, even though he's got a big following on YouTube. Like he's probably on the radar a little bit, but if he's getting into deals for himself, I'm sure he's following ethical guidelines. But it does it does toe the gray line that he should be shopping that to his clients first. If he has no clients in his pipeline and it's out on the multiple listing service, see that's the thing. If it's publicly active and he's going for it, or if he's going for it at auction for himself, but if he gets the listing opportunity and he says, whoa, let me just buy this, that's an ethical situation where he needs to list the property first, see if there's anybody else out there that will take that on at the price that he has it listed for before he gets the discount, before he gets to cut the price to where he'll buy it.
Gotcha.
There's a lot of opportunities out there that I list that I necessarily wouldn't be a buyer for myself. But I know that the retail market, I'm not a retail buyer in most cases. But I don't need housing. I'm an investor. If you need a house, like when I go buy Midtown, I'm a retail buyer.
Yeah.
What's the price?
Yeah.
Am I going to pay it? Maybe. Like it depends if I see the value, but I'm not going to negotiate with them because I'm a retail buyer at that point.
Yeah.
So there's a difference. So yeah, that's where I stand on like the flip thing is if I get the call for the listing opportunity, I maximize their opportunity with no bias for any of my buyer clients. I'm representing the seller. If somebody calls me and says, Scott, we want you to buy this property, come tell us what you'll pay, that's a whole different thing.
Right.
It's a whole different thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. That's a good like moral compass to keep. Yeah, keep your clients happy, and then you're still making money off of it. Anyways.
I got in this business with the intentions of making my clients the most money possible on selling their stuff and saving them as much money as I can when they're buying stuff. And I can't have a conflict of that unless they say, Scott, will you buy this for this price? And they understand that they could get more if I just gave them my service.
That makes sense.
Yeah.